Okay, so the today's topic is electronic structure of the carboxyl group. Okay, electronic. When I am giving you the title and the points, simultaneously you go on writing electronic structure. This is a very important question of carboxyl group. Okay, so what exactly we are going to study here? Actually, we have seen, that the carboxyl group can be written as like this, or it can be written in this way also, double bond O. So there will be two pairs of electrons. Okay, and this carbon is attached to the oxygen, which in turn is attached to the hydrogen. Okay, yes, we know that we can write it like this. In the carboxyl group, this carbonyl carbon is attached to two oxygens. This is one oxygen, this is the other oxygen. Two oxygen atoms. One by double bond. Here you can say one by the double bond and the other by a single bond, which in turn is attached to the hydrogen, which is attached to this hydrogen atom by a single bond. Okay, and the remaining free valency, this free valency, it is the remaining free valency of the carbon atom of the carboxyl group. This is satisfied either by hydrogen or by any alkyl group. Okay, and therefore the electronic structure of the carboxylic acidic group is like this. Okay, the important points which we have discussed here right now are: the very first point, the carbon atom is attached to two oxygen atoms. Okay, one by double bond and one by single bond. This carbon atom is also attached to any hydrogen or any alkyl group, the free valency. Okay, keep in your mind these two important points. Now we will go for what exactly is there. Here we can write this R can be H or any alkyl group. Is it clear? Okay. Now when we are saying that we are going to study the electronic structure of the carboxyl group, then here we are supposed to go for the study of the skeleton. Which skeleton? We will see the orbital structure of the carboxyl group. Okay. This carbon is attached to two oxygens. Like here this is one oxygen, here the other oxygen. This oxygen in turn is attached to hydrogen, and the free valency of this carbonyl group is attached to either hydrogen or any alkyl group. The electronic structure shows that this carbonyl carbon, it has got these two orbitals, same with the oxygen, and here also there are two orbitals. We will show these are the p orbitals. Okay, this is the figure number 1. We can call this as, this is showing you actually the sigma bond, that is a sigma skeleton. Sigma skeleton. This I will explain you right now. First you draw the structure like I am drawing. This is the orbital, this is the another orbital. This carbon atom is attached to the oxygen. We will show here, and carbon attached to another oxygen. It will be shown like this. You need to do the practice for drawing the electronic structures. This oxygen is attached to the hydrogen, and this free valency of the carbon are alkyl group or any hydrogen. Okay, here we can show that, okay, these p orbitals overlap with, okay, then from the lower orbital again here, okay, and the other oxygen, okay. This diagram we will call as the diagram B. This is explaining actually the delocalized pi bond. This is important. Delocalized pi bond of carboxylic acid molecule. Okay, carboxylic acid molecule. So now we will explain both the structures. Okay, okay. The electron and the neutron diffraction studies. To explain these structures, we need electron or the neutron diffraction studies. This study shows that the COOH group is a planar species. Okay. When we say that this is a planar species, it means it suggests that the carbon atom, this carbon atom and the two oxygen atoms are in sp2 state of hybridization. Okay, these are the p orbitals. Here I will write p orbitals, p orbital of carbon and p orbital of oxygen. These are the p orbitals. Similarly, this is again the p orbital of oxygen. Okay, these are the p orbitals of carbon and oxygen. This carbon and the oxygen atoms, they are in sp2 state of hybridization. This point is important. sp2 hybridized. Okay, the two sp2 hybridized orbitals of the carboxyl carbon, this carbon is called as the carboxyl carbon. The two sp2 hybridized orbitals of the carboxyl carbon overlaps with one sp2 hybrid orbital of the oxygen atom. Here this is the oxygen atom. This sp2 hybridized orbital of the carbon atom overlaps with the sp2 hybridized orbital of the oxygen atom, while the third sp2 hybridized orbital of the carbon atom overlap either with the hydrogen atom, this hydrogen atom, or the sp3 hybridized orbital of carbon atom of the alkyl group. Okay, carbonyl carbon. This overlaps with sp3 hybridized orbital of the carbon or carbon atom of the alkyl group to form this sigma bond. Okay, each of the two oxygen atoms, okay, and the carbon atom, they are left with one unhybridized p orbital. Here we can clearly see unhybridized p orbital. This is which is perpendicular to the sigma bonding skeleton. Okay, this is perpendicular to the sigma bonding skeleton. Okay, so I think now all the points are clear regarding these two diagrams. Okay, the diagram 1, that is explaining the sigma bond skeleton. Okay, here we are supposed to write about the information about the geometry, that is all they are in sp2 hybridized orbital state, they are planar, and the the carbon atom and the two oxygen atoms are in sp2 state of hybridization. The two sp2 hybridized orbitals of carbonyl carbon atom overlaps with the sp2 one sp2 hybridized orbital of each oxygen atom, while the third sp2 hybridized orbital of this carbon overlaps with s orbital of the hydrogen atom or sp3 hybridized orbital of the carbon atom of the alkyl group to form the sigma bond. Okay, and each of the two oxygen atoms and the carbon atom, they all are, each of the two, these two oxygen atoms and the carbon atom, they are left with unhybridized p orbital. They lie in the perpendicular to the sigma bonding skeleton. Okay, then we will go for, here we can say that all these three p orbitals, they are being parallel and overlap to form the pi bond. They are parallel and overlap to form pi bond. They are parallel and they overlap to form pi bond. Okay. These pi bonds, which are partly delocalized between the carbon and the oxygen atom on one side and carbon and oxygen atom of hydroxy group on the other side. Okay, I'll write it for you. Parallel, these parallel p orbitals overlap to form the pi bond, which is partly delocalized between the carbon and oxygen on one side and or whereas carbon and oxygen of the hydroxy group on the other side. Okay, on the other side. In other words, we can say that this RCOOH, RCOOH, it may be represented as, the resonance hybrid, of the following structures, or we can call them as the following two canonical structures. Okay, following two canonical structures. Okay, how we can write these? We can write it like this: double bond OH. When we are saying that, we can write them as the resonance structures. First I will explain it here. They are carrying lone pairs of electrons over them, oxygen. Okay, this can be written as like single bond oxygen with a partial negative charge, and now this will be the double bond and connected to the hydrogen, and there will be a partial positive charge over this oxygen, so there will be a single lone pair of electrons. What will happen? How we are getting this? If this kind of shifting is occurring there, okay, this bond will be converted into your partial negative charge. Okay, what is this? These are the two resonance structures or the canonical structures of the group carboxylic acidic group, which is RCOOH. Okay, what happens due to this? Okay, as a result of this resonance, the carbon oxygen single bond, this carbon oxygen single bond length, okay, single bond length in the carboxylic acids, this is very important point, in the carboxylic acids is shorter, that is around 1.36 angstrom. Okay, than this we are comparing with than the normal carbon oxygen single bond length, single bond length. Okay, single bond length, like in alcohols, single bond length, that is of the order of 1.43 angstroms in alcohols. Here we are getting two questions, okay, in alcohols as well as in ethers. Okay, this is the one point, and the second point is the carbon oxygen double bond. Okay, the carbon oxygen double bond, this bond length, double bond length in the carboxylic acids, in carboxylic acids, is slightly larger, is slightly larger, around 1.23 angstroms than the normal carbon double bond oxygen bond length in aldehydes and ketones. It is around 1.20 angstroms in aldehydes and ketones. Okay, I'll repeat the 2 points again, and then I will give you how. As a result of what? Before this we have seen the two resonance structures. As a result of the resonance, what happens? The carbon oxygen single bond length in the carboxylic acids is shorter than the normal carbon oxygen bond single bond, which is in alcohols and ethers 1.43, and in carboxylic acid it is 1.36 angstroms. As well as the carbon oxygen double bond length in the carboxylic acids is slightly larger than in the normal carbon double bond oxygen in aldehydes and ketones. How? We will see now. We can write carboxylic acidic group like this. First we are writing an alcohol. We are comparing it with alcohol, carboxylic acid, aldehydes or ketones. Here first I will write any simple alcohol. The carbon oxygen bond length in alcohol we have discussed as 1.43 angstrom, while that is in carbon double bond oxygen in the carboxylic acid, this carbon oxygen single bond length is 1.36 angstrom, single bond length, whereas the carbon oxygen double bond length is 1.23 angstroms. Okay, this we can write in turn, we can compare with aldehyde or ketone. Okay, the carbon oxygen double bond, it is present in aldehydes or ketones. This is carboxylic acid, any general carboxylic acid, and this is any general aldehyde or ketone. Okay, the carbon oxygen double bond length is around 1.20 angstrom. Okay, this we have discussed right now. Okay, the next point I would like to continue with the comparison. Comparison of what? Comparison of resonance structures of carbonyl group and carboxyl group. Okay, carbonyl and carboxyl group, they can be written as, okay, first we will discuss the carbonyl group. We know how we can write C double bond O. This oxygen is carrying pair of electrons. If it is like this, then the resonance structure 2 will be like single bond O. This will carry a partial negative charge along with 3 lone pairs of electrons, and because of this there will be development of partial positive charge on the head of the carbon. This is structure number 1, this is structure number 2. Okay. And the second point I said is of carboxyl group. Okay. How we are writing the carboxyl group? We can write carbon double bond oxygen, carbon single bond oxygen, which is linked to hydrogen. Okay. So to explain the resonance, we need to show the lone pairs of electrons over oxygen. The resonance, this we can call this structure as structure A. The second, that is the structure B, because of the shifting there will be a partial negative charge over the head of the oxygen, partial negative charge, and there will be development of partial positive charge on the carbon. This oxygen will carry 2 lone pairs of electrons, which in turn is linked to the hydrogen. Okay. How we will say, how will there will be shifting of bonds in this case now? Because of this oxygen. Okay. What we will get in turn? Carbon, single bond oxygen with pair of electrons and a partial negative charge. Now this single bond becomes the double bond, carbon oxygen double bond, and now this oxygen will carry a partial positive charge over its head, which is linked to B structure and C structure. Here there are only 2, not 3. This is not. Here there are. Okay. Just observe the 3 structures. Structure number A, structure number B, and structure number 3. This is the resonance structure of, or these are the resonance structures of the carboxyl group. And the number 1, it is giving you the resonance structure of the carbonyl group. How you will explain this? Here we can see that in both the structures, that is structure A and structure C, the carbon atom and the 2 oxygen atoms have 8 electrons in their respective valence shell. Okay. While in the structure B, the carbon atom has only 6 electrons. Therefore, the structure B is more stable. Structure B is stable than structure C. In other words, the 2 important resonance structures of the carboxyl group are structure A and structure C. In both the structure A and structure C, the carboxyl carbon is electrically neutral. In structure A and structure C, you can see the carbonyl carbon is electrically neutral. Okay. However, in case of the aldehydes and ketones, only one structure, that is the structure 1. This is structure 1 is electrically neutral, in which structure 1 is electrically neutral in case of the aldehydes and ketones, that is the carbonyl group. Okay. And as a result of this, the carboxyl carbon, which carboxyl carbon? This is carboxyl carbon. The carboxyl carbon, the resonance hybrid is less positive. The resonance hybrid is less positive and hence less electrophilic than the carbonyl carbon. Okay, less electrophilic than the carbonyl carbon of the aldehydes and ketones. But however, we can say that it can be noted that the carbonyl carbon group, the carboxyl carbon, this carboxyl group is also polar due to the resonance structures number B and number C. Okay. Here there you will get 2 to 3 points you are getting. These are the answers of the 1 mark questions. Okay. What are those? In structure number A and C, we can see that the oxygen atoms have 8 electrons in their respective valence shell, whereas in the structure number B, the carbon has only 6 electrons. Okay, therefore the structure number B is less stable than the structure number C. Or in other words, the two important resonance structures of the carboxyl group are the structure number A and the structure number C. In both these structures, the carboxyl carbon is electrically neutral. This carbon, it is not carrying any charge. It is electrically neutral. But in case of aldehydes and ketones, that means in carbonyl group, aldehydes and ketones, only structure 1 is electrically neutral. This carbon do not have any charge over it. Okay. Whereas in case of the aldehydes and ketones, the resonance hybrid is less positive. It is less positive and hence less electrophilic than the carboxyl carbon. Okay, we are comparing it with carboxyl group, carbonyl and carboxyl ka comparison. Okay, it may be noted that the carbonyl group and the carboxyl group both are polar due to the resonance structures. Which structure number B? We can see separation of charges, and structure number C, here also we can see separation of charges, positive and negative charge. Okay, this completes your title, the topic, that is electronic structure of carbonyl group. If you will get a question of 5 marks, then we are supposed to explain all the points here we have discussed. Okay. Wait a minute.